The lobby of the Sterling Grand Hotel smells like polished marble and expensive perfume. Sunlight pours through floor-to-ceiling glass windows, bouncing off chrome pillars and crystal chandeliers. Everything here is designed to whisper power, the kind of place where deals are made quietly and fortunes change hands over espresso. Lauren Whitmore stands near the center of it all. She's dressed in a tailored ivory pantsuit, silk blouse underneath, hair pulled back so tightly it doesn't dare move. A diamond watch glints on her wrist every time she gestures. People orbit her naturally, assistants, executives, investors, all leaning in, all listening. Lauren is the CEO of Whitmore Dynamics, a data analytics company once hailed as the future of AI forecasting. 2 years ago, her company was worth nearly $1 billion. Now it's running out of time. But no one in this lobby would guess that. She laughs smoothly at something one of the European investors says, tilting her head just enough to seem approachable, just enough to seem important. Her assistant, Megan, stands a few steps behind, clutching a tablet with the day's schedule pulled up. That's when a man approaches. He doesn't look rushed, he doesn't look lost. He's black, early 40s, calm eyes, clean beard. He wears dark jeans, a navy polo shirt, and pristine white sneakers, no suit, no tie, just a slim leather portfolio tucked under his arm. He stops a polite distance away. "Ms. Whitmore," he says, his voice is steady, professional. "My name is Daniel Price, we have a 9:30 meeting." He extends his hand. Lauren looks at it. She doesn't take it. Her eyes flick from his face to his clothes, then back again. Something in her expression shifts, not anger, not confusion, something colder, assessing, dismissing. "I'm sorry," she says, "do we know each other?" Daniel keeps his hand out, smile still in place. "Daniel Price, Horizon Equity, your office confirmed the meeting 3 weeks ago, Series C funding discussion." Lauren lets out a small laugh, it's light but sharp around the edges. "This is a closed investor session," she says, a little louder now. "Not a walk-in event." The laughter around them fades. A woman near the concierge desk pauses mid-sentence. A bellhop slows his steps. Someone sitting on a velvet sofa glances up from their phone. Daniel slowly lowers his hand. "I flew in for this meeting," he says calmly. "If there's been a mix-up, we can check with your assistant." Lauren takes a step back, as if he's crossed an invisible line. "Security," she says, snapping her fingers without turning around. "Can you please remove this man? He's disrupting a private meeting." The word remove lands heavy. A hush falls over the lobby. 2 security guards approach, one hesitates, the other doesn't. Phones come out, someone starts recording. Daniel looks around briefly, at the faces, the curiosity, the quiet discomfort, then nods. "I understand," he says softly. He allows the guards to escort him toward the exit, his posture straight, his expression unreadable. Lauren exhales, smoothing her jacket as if brushing off dust. "Unbelievable," she mutters, "the nerve of some people. If you think this is shocking already, wait until you hear the twist. Hit subscribe now so you don't miss it." She turns back to her investors, smile reassembled, confidence intact. She has no idea she just brushed off the one person who could save her company. Lauren Whitmore has never doubted that she belongs in rooms like this. She grew up in Connecticut, the daughter of a corporate attorney and a nonprofit board chair. Private schools, Ivy League degree, a career path smoothed by connections she barely noticed because they'd always been there. She built Whitmore Dynamics with venture backing from day one. Press loved her, brilliant, decisive, unapologetic. She learned early that confidence, especially in tech, was rewarded. Criticism rolled off her. Emails from investors calling her difficult or dismissive, deleted. Former employees mentioning culture issues, exaggerations. Declining cash flow, temporary. Lauren doesn't believe in slowing down to self-reflect. That's what success looks like, she tells herself. Daniel Price learned something very different. He grew up in Detroit, raised by a mother who worked double shifts as a hospital administrator. Money was tight, expectations were high. Daniel learned early that walking into a room didn't guarantee you'd be seen, you had to prove you belonged. Scholarship to college, graduate school funded by fellowships, years of quiet work building a reputation brick by brick. At 30, he founded Horizon Equity. At 36, he sold his first company. By 40, he managed billions in assets. Daniel doesn't wear suits on purpose. It filters people. The meeting resumes, but something feels off. One of the investors glances toward the exit where Daniel disappeared. Another checks his watch. Lauren doesn't notice, or pretends not to. She's mid-pitch when Megan, her assistant, shifts nervously. Megan murmurs, maybe we should. Lauren waves her off without looking. Let's stay focused. Inside, Daniel steps out onto the sidewalk. The city air feels colder than it should. He exhales slowly, letting the tension drain from his shoulders. This isn't new. It's happened in restaurants, conferences, boardrooms. He pulls out his phone. A message from his assistant blinks on the screen. Did you meet her yet? Daniel types back. No, cancel the rest of today's meetings. Book me on the next flight home. Back inside, Lauren's phone vibrates. She ignores it. The meeting wraps up faster than she expected. Investors leave politely but without commitment. No one schedules a follow-up. Lauren tells herself it's fine. As she walks toward the elevators, Megan catches up, pale. Lauren, she says quietly, the man from earlier, I think there's been a mistake. Lauren sighs, Megan, please don't tell me you fell for that, people try this all the time. No, Megan says, I mean I checked the calendar, the meeting was real. Lauren stops walking. What? Horizon Equity, Megan continues, voice trembling slightly. Daniel Price was on the schedule, I sent you the briefing. Lauren's stomach tightens just a little. And she says. Megan swallows, did you Google him? Lauren scoffs, why would I Google someone who couldn't even dress for a meeting? Megan hesitates, then turns the tablet around. Lauren doesn't look at the screen yet. She will. If this part has you on edge, hit the like button right now, it lets us know you want more stories like this. Lauren stares at the tablet. For half a second nothing registers, words blur, letters feel meaningless. Then her eyes focus. Daniel Price, Managing Partner, Horizon Equity. Assets under management, $4.1 billion. Recent exits, 17. Successful investments, 14. Board advisor to 3 Fortune 100 companies. Her breath catches. The photo on the screen is unmistakable. Same calm eyes, same face, same man she had escorted out of the hotel lobby less than an hour ago. Her mouth opens but no sound comes out. That can't be right, she finally says. Megan doesn't speak, she doesn't have to, she scrolls. Forbes, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal. Headlines stack on top of each other like bricks. The low-profile power player reshaping private equity. Why Daniel Price never wears a suit. The investor who decides in 10 minutes. Lauren's fingers curl into her palm. How long ago did he leave, she asks. About 20 minutes, Megan says softly. Lauren spins on her heel, get him back. I already tried calling his assistant, Megan says. They canceled everything for today. Lauren's heart begins to pound, not panic yet, just pressure, like the air in the room has shifted. That's fine, Lauren says quickly, I'll call him myself. She scrolls, dials. It rings once, twice. Voicemail. Her stomach drops. She tries again. Straight to voicemail. Lauren exhales sharply through her nose. Okay, that's fine. She opens her email app, typing faster than she should. Mr. Price, this is Lauren Whitmore. I believe there was a misunderstanding earlier today. I'd appreciate the opportunity to clarify and continue our discussion. Please call me at your convenience. She hits send. The silence that follows feels loud. The board call comes 30 minutes later. Lauren barely registers the greeting before Richard Hale, the board chair, cuts in. Lauren, he says, voice clipped, why am I hearing that you had Daniel Price removed from a hotel this morning? Her throat tightens. There was confusion, she begins. He. Don't, Richard interrupts, I know exactly who he is. Lauren grips the edge of her desk. He was our last viable Series C option, Richard continues, the only one still considering us. I didn't know who he was, Lauren says, heat creeping into her voice. He showed up dressed like himself, Richard snaps. That's his entire reputation, that's public knowledge. Silence. Do you understand what you've done? He asks. Lauren opens her mouth, closes it. Richard, I can fix this. You already did, he says flatly, just not the way you think. The line goes dead. By mid-afternoon, the video hits social media. It's grainy but clear enough, Lauren's voice, her gesture, security stepping in. Someone captions it. CEO mistakes billionaire investor for a nobody. It spreads fast. Tech Twitter picks it up, LinkedIn commentary follows, then blogs. Sources say Whitmore Dynamics CEO publicly humiliated investor. Another bias scandal in tech leadership. Lauren refreshes her screen again and again, watching the narrative take shape without her. Her phone buzzes nonstop, PR, investors, journalists. She ignores all of them. She dials Daniel again. Blocked. That's when panic finally arrives. The emergency board meeting is scheduled for that evening. Lauren sits alone in her office as the sun sinks behind the skyline, painting the glass buildings outside in orange and gold. Normally, she loves this hour, the quiet, the sense of being above it all. Today, it feels like she's watching something burn. The board members appear one by one on the screen, no smiles, no small talk. Lauren, Richard says, we're suspending all executive authority pending review. What? Lauren leans forward, you can't be serious. We are, another board member says, this isn't just about one investor, former employees are coming forward. Lauren blinks, coming forward with what? Patterns, Richard replies, behavior, culture. A pause. You've cost us our last lifeline, he continues. We have 11 weeks of runway. Lauren feels dizzy. I can still reach him, she insists. I can apologize. Richard shakes his head. Daniel Price doesn't invest in people who fail character tests. The meeting ends quickly. Lauren stares at her reflection in the darkened screen. For the first time in her career, no one is listening. She doesn't go home that night. She sits in her office scrolling through articles about Daniel Price, interviews, speeches, panels. One quote repeats itself in different formats. I don't dress down because I don't care. I dress down because I want to know who respects me without the costume. Lauren closes her laptop. Her phone buzzes. A text from Megan. He's back in New York. Lauren doesn't hesitate. Book me the first flight, she says. The lobby of Horizon Equity is quieter than she expected. No chandeliers, no marble floors, just clean lines, glass walls, and understated confidence. Lauren stands at the reception desk, clutching her purse tighter than necessary. I need to see Daniel Price, she says. The receptionist smiles politely. Do you have an appointment? No. I'm sorry, the receptionist says. Mr. Price is unavailable without one. Lauren nods. I'll wait. The receptionist hesitates. He has meetings all day. I'll wait, Lauren repeats. Hours pass. People come and go, some glance at her, some recognize her. She doesn't check her phone. At noon, the receptionist approaches again. Ms. Whitmore, she says gently, Mr. Price appreciates the message you left. He'll give you 15 minutes. Lauren exhales shakily, thank you. The conference room is small, simple, no view. Daniel is already seated when she enters. He doesn't stand. Ms. Whitmore, he says calmly, please sit. Lauren does. I'm sorry, she begins immediately. What I did was. Stop, Daniel says, holding up a hand. Before you apologize, let me say something. She falls silent. You keep framing this as a misunderstanding, he continues, as if the issue was that you didn't know who I was. Lauren swallows. That's not the issue. He leans back slightly. The issue is that you saw a black man in casual clothes and decided I didn't belong in your world. Each word lands deliberately. If I had been a white man in a suit, he adds, would you have treated me the same way? Lauren's eyes sting. No, she whispers. That's the problem, Daniel says, not ignorance, bias. Silence fills the room. Lauren clasps her hands together to stop them from shaking. I understand that now, she says, and I'm ashamed. Daniel studies her. You waited 4 hours in my lobby, he says. Yesterday you gave me 3 minutes. Lauren flinches. I deserve that, she says, but my employees don't. 3,000 people lose their jobs if this company collapses. Daniel doesn't respond immediately. I'm not asking you to save me, she continues. I'm asking you to consider them. He nods once. I will invest, he says. Lauren's breath catches. But not without conditions. He slides a document across the table. She reads. Public apology acknowledging bias. Independent cultural audit. Board restructuring with diversity requirements. Mandatory leadership training. Personal financial contribution to equity initiatives. Lauren looks up. If you fail any of this, Daniel adds, I pull out publicly. Lauren doesn't hesitate. I agree. The press conference is packed. Cameras, microphones, flashing lights. Lauren stands at the podium, no script in hand. I judged a man based on how he looked, she says, not on who he was. Reporters scribble furiously. I was wrong, she continues, and that failure reflects deeper issues in how I've led. She steps down an hour later, drained. By evening, headlines flood the internet. CEO admits bias after viral incident. Accountability or damage control. The board meets again that night. This time Lauren isn't invited. She receives the call an hour later. You're stepping down as CEO, Richard says, effective immediately. Lauren closes her eyes. I understand. You'll remain in a non-executive role during the transition, he adds, then we'll reassess. The line disconnects. Lauren sits alone in her apartment, the city humming outside, and feels the weight of everything she thought she was. 6 months later, Whitmore Dynamics looks different. New leadership, new policies, new voices at the table. Employee surveys show improvement, promotions reflect diversity, complaints are investigated, not buried. Daniel visits quarterly, always in the same casual clothes. At the annual investor summit, Lauren stands near the entrance. When Daniel arrives, she steps forward. Mr. Price, she says, extending her hand. He pauses, then takes it. Thank you for being here, she adds. Thank you for doing the work, he replies. Inside, the energy is lighter, more open. This time, no one is brushed off. Daniel addresses the audience later that day. This story went viral because people love consequences, he says, but the real work happens after the cameras leave. He looks around the room. Respect isn't conditional, dignity isn't earned by status. Lauren listens from the back, quieter than she's ever been but more aware than she's ever been before. Some losses can't be undone. But some lessons change everything. Drop a comment below, what would you have done in Daniel's place? Subscribe for more stories where assumptions meet accountability. Respect isn't optional. Dignity isn't negotiable.